And we're back for another episode. In this episode, we're going to be doing the level 68 Machinist quest in Final Fantasy XIV. And as always, hello from Mithrie. So we are here in Foundation at 11:12, and we need to talk to Hilda. The quest is called Snouts Down, Tails Up. Hilda has a letter for you from Rost. So, where have you been, Mithrie? I've been itching to open this letter from Ross, and he's addressed it to you. Come on, let's hear what he has to say. Mystery solved. I took a good look at Naldik and Valmili's stock, and the firearms one of theirs. Limsa has some bloody strict regulations on the export of firearms, so our bandit thief must have had a back alley supplier. Get your ass to Limsa Laminza, and we'll find out who put the weapon in our thief's hands. I'll be at the A4I on the lower decks, Rost. So he's on the trail then, good. Just let me get my gear and we can be off. What? You're going with Mithrie? Is that really a good idea? I'm with Sim on this one, Hilda. If the leader of the Hounds starts picking quarrels on foreign soil, we could be looking at all sorts of trouble for Ishgard. Ishgard's where the bloody trouble started, and since when have folk of the Broom been content to sit back and let others handle their dirty work? I'm going, and that's the end of it. But I promise I'll be on my best behavior. Oh, alrighty. Well, let's go to Limsa. Okay, we made it to Limsa. Let's talk to Rost. So, what in the bloody hells is she doing here? I put your bleeding name on the letter and all. I need to see this through. If I don't, then what are the Hounds good for? You'll just have to humour me. I was aiming to avoid political complications, seeing as Mithrie and me ain't tied too tightly to any one nation. Yet, just lucky I've a soft spot for fools who ignore the risk to make a point. Let's get to it then. The bloke most likely to have supplied that firearm is the same bastard what tried to buy the sword, our black marketeer friend. If we're lucky, he might have an idea of where the brigand run off to. I've a mind to squeeze them until an answer pops out. I'd like to have a word or two with the bandit leader myself. He's a loose end what needs tying up. Then we're on the same page. According to the sources, we should find the merchant in the anchor yard. Let's get over there and get this business over with. Alrighty, let's go. Okay, so we caught up with this guy. So, well, if it isn't the Hounds, was it? What can a humble peddler such as myself do for Ishgard's finest? Tell us where the bandit leader is hiding. Help us capture the bandit leader. I am but a humble servant. Surely I would be more hindrance than help in any such investigation. And if you're not feeling helpful, then maybe I should pay a visit to the Yellow Jackets and mention the firearm that your valued customer was using. Or maybe I'll just skip straight to them as upholds the code. Now, let us not be too hasty. Mayhap I can make an exception in this case, in exchange for your silence regarding my trade in exotic weapons. I believe the gentleman in question has a camp at Providence Point in the Central Highlands. That is where I would look. Providence Point, eh? Well, it's a start. If you're playing us false, I'll be back to feed the crabs with your lying tongue. In fact, if I ever hear you dealing in stolen goods again, you can add a few more body parts to that list. Nice doing business with you. Cool. Alright. Well, let's go to Providence Point. Okay, so we made it to Providence Point. So, what? How did you... you signed your own death warrant coming here. Oh, great. I think I pressed the wrong button. Okay, cool. Speak with the band leader again. So God knows, you've killed me precious. I came running when I heard the shots, but it seems that you had that thing well in the hand. Ah, bugger me. There's more of you. Please, I'll do anything you ask, just don't kill me. Stop your blubbering, Kerr. We ain't going to kill you. Not just yet, any road. That'll depend on the answers you give us. Answers? What's he on about, Mithrie? The reason behind the fronting's theft? The identity of the bandit's employer. Wait, if it weren't the black market bloke? I guess he'd have wanted more than just a sword, eh? Them other brigands we captured were bloody clueless. They only knew what the job was, not the who or the why. Meaning the whole deal was made through this bastard. Start barking, dog, and you might just save your own hide. We was pirates once. That is until that admiral passed her bloody law. Blokes like us, though, we ain't cut out for honest work. We'd almost drunk through the last of our plunder when that Black Alley peddler showed up with some overpainted wench. Said that she'd have a job for us. All we had to do was filch a special sword from the Holy See. For the purse she offered, we'd have stolen the whole bleeding vault. And who was this woman? Part of the deal was we didn't ask no questions. Even the merchant didn't know her real name. It was odd, but we needed the coin, and I didn't rightly care either way. The job itself was easy as taking a piss. She even paid for me to have a firearm to use, and sent down a route where we didn't see no guards, though the gods only know how she managed that trick. All we did was follow her map, then shoot the locks on the vault, walked in, grabbed the sword, walked out. Bold as you please. The trouble came after the delivery was made. She gave the blade back to you? Aye, she sent for me again the day after. Pushed the sword back into me hand, along with a sack full of coin. She said she'd made a mistake or something, and that I should sell the damn thing. Well, I ain't fool enough to try fencing a relic like that on my own. So I went back to the merchant. You were fool enough not to properly burn your contract of sale. How do you think we found you the first time? Contract of sale? What the hell's he talking about? You think that I'd leave a deal like that in ink for the whole world to see? Things are starting to make sense now. There's just one little problem with your story. I've told you the truth, I swear. It was that wench that put us up to it. Aye, that I believe. What catches in me craw is her reason for handing back the sword. That was no mistake, and finding us that contract of sale, this bastard says he never wrote, was no mistake either. No, we was led by the nose to reclaim Huntering before it was sold, and the quickest way to learn the why of it might be to ask the blade itself. Would you mind charting that piece of offal back to Ishgard once? Come with me, Mithrie. We need to pay a visit to Muscadine and convince him to take a closer look at the sword. Interesting, interesting. Alright, well, let's go to the congregation. Okay, let's talk to Muscadine. So, Mistress Mithrie, how may I... Ah, you again. Was there a choice insult that you'd forgotten to spit at me during our previous meeting? Truce, Muscadine. I wouldn't be here if it weren't important. I see. So you believe that hunting may have been used, may have been altered in some fashion before you were allowed to reclaim it. It's a bit too bloody convenient, don't you think? Maybe I'm wrong, but I'd rather look the fool than risk something happening at the ceremony. We need to check the sword. I must admit, your passion confounds me. The blade is recovered, and your hounds have done their duty. Why bother pursuing such a faint suspicion? Why willingly endure the presence of a man you so clearly despise? I hate your bleeding guts, but once we take on the job, we do the damn thing right. Mithrie gave her all to save Ishgard. How could I look her in the eye if I let our petty feud get in the way of my duty? Such pride, I've not seen this side of you before. It is as you say, if there truly is some flaw or trickery in the blade that disrupts the ceremony, the consequences could be grave indeed. And yeah, there are rules in place which prevent me from simply handing hunting over to the hounds. Furthermore, our resident blacksmith has already inspected at the recovered weapon and declared it sound. Even though we should. Even so, I will call upon Lord Stephion to conduct an independent examination. A machinist may notice a detail that a blacksmith would overlook. I trust that this can be accomplished with the requisite discretion. Very good. As far as the release of hunting is concerned, the manufactory is a sanctioned facility. The bureaucrats will be satisfied even should I secure the necessary permission after the fact. I shall begin making the arrangements. It's good enough, isn't it? Oh, that's that then. Let's get back to the broom and tell the news to Rost. Okay, let's go. Okay, we made it back to them. So Muscadine is not known for his love of the lowborn. I didn't expect he just... I thought that he put up more of a fight, is what I'm saying. Well, the sword's with the manufactory now, so I have no complaints. That's where I had meant to take in the first place. Now we wait. But don't get too comfortable, Mithrie. Things are sure to come to a head soon enough. Oh. So, anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye from me, and goodbye from Mithrie. Bye, guys.